This is the final presentation for Group 5, The Gas Enthusiasts, by Remit, Evan, Mo, Brian, and John. So for the problem with GasBuddy, we had outdated tech. John is going to talk about that.
So the software and interface with GasBuddy was very old and outdated. Some of the other things that we had issues with is that the gas prices weren't current. The interface was obviously archaic. It was very old and outdated. Didn't include an in-app map to be able to get to gas stations that you were searching up, and there wasn't a way to validate a user's new updated gas price, and they were just plugging in whatever number they wanted, and it might not be correct.
Next problem was ease of use. First problem was like the GasBuddy app wasn't very intuitive. Next was navigating through the app wasn't as seamless as it could be, and it also didn't give options to change the app's language or adjust screen settings due to people with disabilities.
And then the final problem we had was lack of a tech understanding. For those that don't really understand technology, it can kind of be hard in modern life to do anything with tech. So if you're trying to open an app on your smartphone to take a picture of a gas price and then upload the photo back to the app, sounds easy to all of us, but can be very difficult to somebody who doesn't understand technology. And another issue that we had was just searching up nearby gas stations or prices was difficult in the app, because if you didn't know what you were doing, how were you going to navigate the application? But some of the solutions we came up for those, we'll start off with the outdated tech again.
So some of the stuff we found solutions to the GasBuddy app was we refreshed the entire app, and it uses the user and AI to be update gas prices around the area. It also includes a Google-like map within the app to be able to navigate to gas stations that have the better deals.
Another part of the solutions for ease of use were made the app usable for people with disabilities or speak other languages. Now the app is easier to navigate through with understandable tabs and icons. The app is also more accurate in its prices and more intuitive.
And then some of the solutions we came up with for a lack of tech understanding was we created an in-depth in-app tutorial to teach new users how to navigate the application properly. We also created other methods for users to use the application so they aren't stuck just using their phone. You know, you can open the phone on your tablet, open the app on your tablet, open the application on your computer by going to a website or downloading the application onto your computer itself. And this allowed the users to operate it from wherever they needed to. So maybe if they weren't really good at using their phone, but they were good at using their computer, they could still use the app. But then we have our prototype. So with the prototype, you click on the app from your smartphone, it opens up to the FuelSpot logo. It's going to ask for location permission in order to detect what gas stations are nearby you, and then you get opened up into the home screen. From the home screen, you can search nearby gas stations, you could look at saved gas stations, you can update the price of gas stations, and you can change the settings. So let's start off with our settings. From our settings page, we can create a profile. We have general settings, we have our location settings, we have our preferences for like language, and then we have light and dark mode. If we go to our gas price update, this is where you update the gas price. You can search by gas station. So let's say I search Speedway nearby, hit enter. It's going to show all the Speedways nearby, and it's going to use my location to detect ones that are near me. And then from there, I enter the new price, and then it's going to ask me to validate it. And so in order to validate it, it's going to ask me to take a picture. And if I take a picture of the Speedway, it'll say you've passed the validation using the AI tech that we have to scan the photo to make sure the numbers are listed are correct. And then we update the price. And then if they want to get back to the home screen and maybe search a specific gas station, they can do that as well. So if you go to search, go to Speedway, hit return, it'll show all the Speedways nearby and a list of their prices. Then from there you can click, oh, this is the closest one, get directions, and it'll take you from your location using, maps that tells you the amount of time and the distance it takes to get there. But yeah, other than that, that's our prototype, and back to testing.
As far as testing goes, I feel like the decision to test it with college students was spot on, especially since they're the main audience. Taking the app for a spin both on campus and at home helped me understand how it fits into different parts of daily life. The feedback was super insightful. Some of it was expected, but there was definitely a few surprises that I had that I think will be a key in tweaking the app to make it even better.
Yeah, I agree with what Remit said. The demographic was kind of spot on for what our app was trying to be and the target audience of it. But after testing, we did gather a lot of helpful feedback to improve our app, and the overall feedback provided was just about the visuals and graphic design of the app. So luckily for us, the navigation and functionality of the app for the users was pretty good, and these functions can obviously be improved as well once the design and visuals have also been updated.
And now on to our reflection. So as a group, after working on your solution this semester, do we still think our solution is viable to solve the original problem? Why or why not? I think after working on our solution this semester, we did in fact come up with a viable one. I think GasBuddy has at this point been updated based off of the reflections that we got from testing to the point where it would be operational and we could actually make a real application out of this.
Yeah, given the fact that, like I said, the other app was very old and not updated and maintained at all, I feel like what we did definitely, accomplished that, and it's usable again for, consumers to be able to, do what they need to do on the app. What went well in this semester, at least for me personally, I feel like just being able to complete assignments on time. We were never really stressed about having things late. I think overall our group did a very good job about not procrastinating stuff and doing things ahead of time. And yeah.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I agree too.
I agree. I think we all had kind of similar working styles in terms of deadlines that we all wanted to finish as soon as possible. So I think that really worked well
We're
for
all on the
us
same
too.
page.
Yeah.
And 3, what didn't go so well? Well, other than the fact that like we had like a group
An
member
entire missing group member, yeah.
yeah,
I think,
like
yeah.
just like ghost us or whatever. But like other than that, I feel like
We adjusted to that pretty well after the
Yeah.
fact, even though like the person disappeared in the middle of a milestone. Evan did a pretty good job of doing whatever the other person needed to do, and he just accomplished that. And we divided up the work evenly after all, in the later milestone. So I think other than that, I think wasn't really any other type of hiccups. What would you do differently next time?
Maybe stress less about the work since everyone in the group did do their work on time. So instead of like
Yeah.
stressing too much, we need
Now that
to
we kind of like know each
maybe
other.
like my next experience with a different group, I'll probably like take a step back and chill with it instead of hyperventilating and trying to get it done.
Like give
Yeah.
people a
Yeah.
chance to see if they're
Yeah.
gonna get their
Yeah.
work done or not. Yeah.
Yeah. It's definitely the whole like, not knowing each other when we first started the
It's
project.
like,
It was
is
kind
this,
of a
is
big
this person
thing.
going to be
Mhm.
accountable or not? Yes or no? Like, yeah.
So I think that would probably be the only thing we will do. I agree with Remen. Like just less stress now that we know people and stuff like that. And for each person in the group, name one thing that you've learned through working on this project. This could be something technical, something about yourself, and this is something. I guess I'll start out. For me, something that I learned about myself or just doing this project would be like I knew there was a lot of phases doing, creating an app and stuff like that, but I didn't know how much really goes into it. Obviously, we didn't do as many phases as we could have gone. We just did the initial testing and we did our initial prototyping, but obviously there's going to be testing every single time we do update something, and that's something, neat and something cool and something I just knew about, something cool that I learned about doing this whole project itself.
I learned that I like working with groups after all, since the workload gets split equally and the stress is less about the workload, as well as making new friends in the group.
I agree with the group work as well. I've had like bad experiences with groups in the past, but I think once you get like a good group of people who have similar work ethics as you and who like communicate well, it can be really helpful to just split everything up instead of just being stressed and doing it all on your own.
I also agree with what they said. Like meeting a good group of people to work with, like definitely makes the project and everything easier. And doesn't make you feel like you're like doing this all by yourself. So
No, I was somebody for the longest time that did not like being in group settings because I don't like accounting on other people because I've had too many times where accounting on somebody else has not worked out in my favor. But this has really taught me that I can for sure account on a group of people once I've been given enough reason to do so.
And that is our project.